Our keynote speaker, who is Dr. Tiffany Harris, a devoted wife and mother who wears many hats. She's not just an in-demand, international, award-winning inspirational speaker. She's also a coach, a mindset coach, a mentor, and a three-time author. She has a growing consulting company called Shift Your Mindset and Dream Big, LLC. That sounds good, doesn't it? With 2 prestigious Changemaker of the Year awards under her belt, she's also a Business Grammy nominee, a Faith Made Millionaire nominee, and an alum of the Ignite Speakers program developed by the one and only Lisa Nichols. Beyond those titles, Dr. Harris is the visionary behind Win Women Empower, a global women's membership community. Her mission is to empower individuals worldwide to transform their mindset, allowing them to reach new heights in all aspects of their lives, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. At the core of Dr. Harris's philosophy lies the belief that shifting your mindset can also alter the course of your life. Get ready to soar, scale, and succeed with Dr. Harris leading the way.
Good, everything went well. She spoke well, with intelligence, courage, and she really gave a positive message to all the 8th graders that's about to go to high school now. So they should take that into keep a mental note of that. When they return to school, they'll be fine.
It was a really good and powerful message. Everybody really thought that it was good. I was looking around the room to see how everybody's reaction was, and they had very a strong emotional agreement into the speech. And even my ELA teacher, she was taken aback and she loved it, and I know Miss Newkirk loved it. She doing amazing actually, and the speech was top 10 out of 10.
Dr. Harris's speech was so wonderful. It was so inspirational. I think the children are going to really listen to what she had to say and keep it in their minds while they're going through high school. I know my granddaughter will keep it in mind, and I really was inspired listening to her.
Nice person. She really inspired me, and when she gave us these wristbands, these was thorough, and her favorite, not her favorite color, but she wear a lot of red. Yeah, I like red.
I feel like she was very genuine and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very inspiring. And when she talked about her past, it inspired me to do better. And that's what I just loved about the whole speech and what she brought.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Morning Tea with Dr. T. I am so happy. I'm so grateful. I am so excited that you are here on this Friday morning. Listen, before we move any further, we need to make sure that everybody who can be here is here. Everybody that you know is here. So make sure you go ahead and you continue to share, continue to tag individuals. Go ahead and text them. Go ahead and call them and tell them to wake up. Morning Tea with Dr. T is live right now, and you don't want to miss it. So make sure you go ahead and get a hold of them somehow, some way. All right. Today is episode 74. There's a great message, a great conversation, something that's going to be shared that will intentionally stir up those beliefs and those habits and those old patterns that you've had. All right. And so today we're going to be talking about how your next level requires boundaries your old life will not understand. All right. So listen, make sure you get them in here. And I just want to take a moment to shout you all out on the various platforms. I always tell y'all we are streaming on 4 different platforms. So for those of you who are new here, welcome into Morning Tea with Dr. T. For those of you who are just coming in, welcome to Morning Tea with Dr. T. This is where mindset, leadership, and purpose meet. I am your host, Dr. Tiffany R. Harris, the mindset architect for limitless success. And so what I want you to make sure you do is you go ahead and you grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your water, get your protein shake, get your smoothie, right? Whatever your choice is for your beverage this morning, you go ahead and grab it. And while you're doing that, you make sure you go ahead and grab your pen, grab your notepad or your iPad so that you can get ready to take copious notes. because just for a few minutes, I'm going to be pouring a little mindset into your morning. And if that's all right, go ahead and type "that's all right" in the comments. All right. So listen, like I said, we are on 4 different platforms. You all get up here from all parts of the world, from Nigeria, from Kenya, from Hawaii, from Cuba, from Liberia, from Mississippi, Ohio, New York, New Jersey, all over South Carolina, North Carolina, California, Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, Georgia, Boston. You're all over. So I thank y'all so much for being here. So TT, good morning. Shout out to you. I saw Desi B, Praise Lady, Abba, welcome. Thank you for being here. Now, in the middle, my screen in the middle, that is FB and IG. So while I'm not able to see your names, so I don't know right now who specifically is here, but I know you're there because I have this little eyeball that's looking at me, that's telling me that you're watching me. So welcome. And over here we have YT. So welcome to everybody who's on YT. Shout out to all of you. And if I missed your city, if I missed your state, go ahead and put it in the chat so that I can come back and I can shout you out. Welcome, Victor from Nigeria. Thank you so much for being here. We've also had individuals here from Kenya. And so I'm just so excited that Morning Tea with Dr. T has been able to reach a global audience. And so I truly thank God for that. So listen, make sure you continue to share, make sure you continue to tag. Go ahead and text them again. If they did not respond, text them again. Go ahead and call them if you need to call them and get them on the line. Okay, wake them up. Let them know it's for a good reason. They might be mad at you, like, "Oh my God, sis, bro, why you keep calling me?" Because you're about to miss it. Morning Tea with Dr. T is on right now. Get up, all right? So they'll thank you for it. Thank you so much, Misty, who's down there in Florida. I appreciate you. And so if you are here with me live, go ahead and put good morning in the chat. If you come back and you catch the replay, go ahead and put replay in the chat. All right. And while you're doing that, I want to go ahead and continue to shout out those of you who are here and those who are not here, who have already registered, those who have already locked in for the 4th annual When Women Empower Brunch Conference. Some of you have locked in your general admission experience ticket. Some of you have locked in your VIP admission experience ticket. And some of you have locked in your platinum multiply her experience ticket. Right? So wherever you jumped in, I look forward to seeing you in September, on September 26th in Philadelphia. This will be a time, this will be an experience that you will never forget. This will be an experience that you will be talking about years from now. This will be an experience that before you get even back to your city, to your state, to your hotel, before you leave that conference, you will think differently. You will believe differently. You will already begin to show up differently. You will speak differently. You will feel differently because of the power, the fire, the energy that will be in the room. And the women who you will be among and have a chance to network with, have a chance to connect with and talk to about strategies and systems and possible collaborations, right? And so these are the rooms that are important. These are the rooms that are necessary for your professional, personal, spiritual, and financial development, okay? So I look forward to seeing y'all there. So keep coming on in, keep sharing, keep tagging, keep texting, keep calling them. So welcome again for those of you who are just coming in. And let's go ahead and move forward because I have some information that I need to get out to you. And it's important information because some of you are exhausted. Some of you are exhausted. And listen, if I say something that you can identify with, if I say something that you can relate to, if I say something that you like, yep, that's familiar, put Yana in the chat. YANA. That stands for You Are Not Alone. And if somebody else puts something in the chat that you know all about, go ahead and put Yana as well. Let Takara know she's not alone. Let God, Abba, let them know that they're not alone. Let Desi B know. Let Nadine know. Bestie, all right? So some of you are not exhausted, right? some of you are exhausted. I said that wrong. Some of you are exhausted, and it's not because you're doing too much. And y'all might be like, "Well, Dr. T, what you mean? That's why I'm breaking down. That's why I'm sleeping more hours than I'm used to. That's why I just feel like I don't know if I'm coming or I'm going." What do you mean? It's not because I'm doing too much. It's because you keep giving access to people, to habits, to conversations, and to environments that no longer align with where you're going. And the difficult part about growth is this: the moment you establish new boundaries, people who benefited from your lack of them, they may stop being comfortable with you. Yeah, I know. They're like, "Oh, she's starting already." I know. Y'all need this. Y'all need. I'm trying to help y'all, right? I'm trying to help y'all. Put protect my next level in the chat. Go ahead. We getting started early. Y'all know that I like for y'all to engage, talk back to me, put your thoughts, put your feelings, put what's coming up in your mind for you. Put it in the chat. Protect my next level, right? Don't be afraid to walk away what no longer fits. Don't be afraid to set your boundaries. Give yourself permission to grow. Give yourself permission to transform. Give yourself permission for that version of you to show up that's necessary for your future. Give yourself permission. So many of you know that for the past decade, I've been blessed to speak on stages in over 40 different countries, right? And so there was a time when I started speaking on stages, I would go in and I would offer my services. I wouldn't give them a speaker contract. I wouldn't send them an invoice, right? As I was building, right? Excuse me. I was holding that in for too long. I should have just let it out. Praise Lady said, yes, as I was building. And people just kept pulling and trying to take advantage. And, oh, well, hey, I have another virtual workshop. Can you come and speak? Oh, by the way, and when you come and speak at my virtual workshop, can you offer them a free coaching session? Can you offer them free copies of your book? Can you offer them free consultations? People will continue to do what you allow them to do if you don't put boundaries in place. Right. Oh, I work at this school, and can you come and speak to my students? No, don't get me wrong. There have been times where I did go and I waived my fee. I waived their investment in me for them to tap into and for me to share my intellectual property with their audience. However, there are times where, a lot of times, most often, because I've set those boundaries, those people, those individuals, those organizations, those communities, those companies who would reach out and just wanted me to come in and waive my fee all the time. And then that I've set those hard boundaries. Okay, so what's your budget to invest in me as this transformational mindset coach and strategist? What's your budget? So now we're having those conversations, right? And so now some of them don't reach out at all because they know they can't just come and try to pour and take and have me just provide and give, and there's nothing in exchange as far as monetary, because I've set my boundaries. They know they're going to get an invoice. They know the speaker contract is coming. So what I'm saying to you is, do not be afraid to set your boundaries. And the moment you establish new boundaries, people who benefited from your lack of them will stop being so comfortable with you. So now they know, oh, we just can't keep sending her messages and trying to get her to come up here and asking her to throw everything in, including the kitchen sink, right? Victor said, people will keep abusing what you don't put boundaries on. Exactly. All right. And so now, don't get me wrong, nowadays I decide. Right? I decide when I want to waive my speaker fee, but there's still a speaker contract coming. And in there, if I decide that I'm going to waive it, it will say it in there. And to those individuals who go to my 8-week one-on-one coaching, which is an extension of the masterclass, or they come through my Speakers Academy, Shift Your Mindset and Speak Speakers Academy, the membership, we talk about that. I help them create their speaker contracts. Even if you are waiving your fee, there should be a speaker contract. And for anything that you're doing, right? So let's go deeper. So when we're talking about boundaries, your boundaries are not just about saying no. Your boundaries are your standards. It's your alignment. Your boundaries, it's your stewardship. It's your emotional maturity. And I'll be honest, early on, I didn't set those boundaries. I didn't set those standards. I didn't send the invoice. I didn't send the speaker contract because I was like, oh, well, I don't know. They just a nonprofit. I know they don't have funds, or, well, no, I'll go in and I'll just speak. I know they really don't have it. And, but I don't even know, should I really be, having them invest in me? Am I really good enough to have somebody? Right. So that was my emotional immaturity back then, right? But boundaries, it's emotional maturity, it's self-respect, it's protection of your purpose. Victor said, I will need you to help me create my speaker contracts. Send me a message, Victor, and you can also go to my website and schedule a consultation. So you see how I just said that to Victor? Go to my website and schedule a consultation. There was days where I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, well, okay, let's get on the phone. It's all right. And Victor understands. So many people struggle with boundaries because they fear disappointing other people. That was me. There was a time where I would not have said to anybody, go to my website and schedule a consultation. Right? So you see how that just happened in real time, right? They fear disappointing others more than they fear draining themselves. But can I tell you something? And Victor said, okay. And I'm reading his comments in real time. I can see his comments on TT. Your next level cannot survive constant emotional access from everything connected to your old life. Somebody put access denied in the comments. Put access denied. And be honest with yourselves this morning. Where do you need stronger boundaries? For some of you, it may not be sending speaker contracts. It may not be sending invoices, right? It may not be. For some of you, it's your time. Who is that for? Do you need to set stronger boundaries with your time? Some of you are letting people pull you to this community, to this event, to this engagement, to this workshop. You're all over the place, and you are neglecting the time that you need to focus on you, on your business, on you and God, on your prayer life, on meditation, on writing that next chapter of the book, of updating your website, checking emails. You're wasting time on the phone talking about what happened to Lisa and Kim and Sonia. Where do you need to set stronger boundaries? Is it in your energy? Is it in your conversations? Is it in your emotional access? Like I said, your business or your peace. Be careful of what you are allowing to get into your ear. Be careful of the conversations that you are entertaining. Hang up. Matter of fact, don't answer. Matter of fact, block them. As a matter of fact, delete the number out of the phone, because every time they call you is something negative. Every time that they call you, it's about, oh, they just can't get it together. Nobody loves them. Nobody likes them. Nobody's responding to their posts. Nobody wants to hear them. They're not good enough. And listen, it's not saying that we don't want to hear from those people, but you've already tried to support them. You've already given them the resources. You've already given them the coaching program that they can sign up for. You've already showed them what can help them, but they choose to stay in the place and in that mindset that they're in. It's nothing else that you can do. Stop answering the phone. I'm not telling y'all nothing that I have not done. All right. So I want to give you a few points this morning. I'll give you a few points. So access is a privilege, not an entitlement. Everybody cannot have access to your peace. Everybody cannot have access to your voice in the conversations with you over the phone. Everybody cannot have access to your time. Everybody cannot have access to your energy. Access denied. So everybody does not deserve unlimited access to you. Write that down. Everybody does not deserve unlimited access to me. And listen, this has nothing to do with you being boastful. This has nothing to do with you being arrogant. It has nothing to do with you being cocky. It has everything to do about your boundaries, about your standards that you put in place. It has everything to do about you growing in your emotional maturity. It has everything to do about you caring more about what God has in store for you so that you are releasing what no longer fits and cannot go as you are growing. Desi B said access denied, right? Listen, because some people are connected to your history, but not to your future. Access denied. Some of y'all said, woo, I know. Some people are connected to your history, but not your future. It was good for a season. It worked while you were in that space for that time. I see you, Victor said, everybody does not deserve unlimited access to me. It served its purpose. You did the work. You made some strides and progress while you were there. And now you're at a standstill because you've outgrown that space. You've outgrown that place, right? So let me give you your scripture reference, which is Proverbs 4:23. 4:23. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Protection matters. You cannot sit up underneath everybody, whether that's the community leader, the church leader, the project leader, the business leader. You cannot sit up under everybody. Now, God has given you grace and you give yourself grace because you may have for a little while until God had to convict you, until God had to speak to you, and until God had to let you know, nope, you need to move. Praise Lady said, that's right. Bria said, yes. I'm trying to tell you, protection matters. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Please be mindful. Ask God for wisdom and the spirit of discernment. Be careful who you call your leaders, the head. Yeah. So, some of you are emotionally exhausted because you keep overextending yourself to maintain relationships, to maintain environments and expectations that no longer align. Victor said, your worst enemy to your future is those who have access to your past and didn't see your future. You better say it, Victor. You keep overextending yourself to maintain relationships, environments, and expectations that no longer align. Access denied. And now your spirit feels overwhelmed because your boundaries don't match your growth. Like you keep forcing yourself to show up. And then when you get there, you feel so uncomfortable. You feel so out of place. You're looking at the back door. You're looking at the Zoom screen. You're ready to log off. You're ready to exit stage left. Like, stop doing that to yourself. Right? Let me give you a second point. Your next level requires a different standard. Yeah. Your next level requires a different standard. And here's the thing: people are going to say, "Oh, well, she thinks she better than us, or he think he better than us." No, it's not that. It's just that God has better things in store for me. Put that in the chat. God has better things in store for you. And there's some people who may need what you're offering. I'm talking about those leaders and people who are the head of these organizations and communities and spaces and businesses. There are some people who are in need of what you have. But for you, access denied, it's time for you to disconnect. I see you. God has better things for me. Praise Lady. I see it. So if I can elevate this conversation for you, new levels require different discipline, different conversations, different priorities, different emotional management, and different access points. And some people, they will interpret your growth as distance. But sometimes boundaries, it's evidence of healing. It's evidence of transformation. It's evidence that you care more about your future. So let me ask you again, what boundary have you been afraid to establish? Because if you were like me, there was a time, like I said, I wouldn't send my speaker contract. I wouldn't send my invoice. I wouldn't tell people to go to my website and schedule a consultation. I wouldn't fill out a speaker application. Where have you been afraid? What boundary have you been afraid to establish? Is it in saying no? There was a time where I would just show up on a Monday call, a Tuesday call, a Wednesday call, my own Thursday call, and a Friday call because I was afraid of hurting people's feelings. I was afraid of them looking at me as standoffish because I wasn't showing up. So let me just go ahead and log on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Friday. And I'm sitting in these spaces and I'm like, oh my God. I'm literally, oh my goodness. I got to get up off here. Oh, I'm so disconnected because it's not helping me. It's not shifting me. It's not adding any value to where I am in life. It's not adding any value to where God has me. It's not adding any value to my next level because it's not aligned. And not only is it not aligned, the head, the leader, that is someone, those are people who God said, what? No, that's not it. So what boundary have you been afraid to establish? If for some of you, it may not be saying no. Is it you're limiting access? Is it protecting your time? Is it requiring reciprocity? Is it prioritizing your peace? And I told y'all, this is where your non-negotiables come in. Saying no is a non-negotiable. Right? Saying access denied is a non-negotiable. Protecting your time should be a non-negotiable. Protecting your peace should be a non-negotiable. Right? Somebody type new standard in the chat. Type new standard. Thank you, Bria. So let me give you the next point. Your boundaries reveal who respect you versus who only benefits from you. Can I tell you, when I got to a place where I started sending my speaker contracts, when I started asking those questions, so what is your budget to invest in me as a speaker? What's in your budget? What's your budget to invest in me as the workshop facilitator? What do you have in your budget to invest in me as the funded partner? When I started asking those questions, they stopped reaching out. Some people, some organizations. So that revealed to me who respects me versus who only benefits from me. And that was confirmation. That was another indication that, okay, let me just, because I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to take, and use me and try to over exert me. Oh, yeah, Bria said, wow, I'm trying to tell. I seen it. It's happened, Bria. It's happened. They stopped reaching out. And they'll reach out for other things, but they never came back and asked me about speaking because I set my standards and my boundaries. And guess what? It's okay. There are the ones, as a matter of fact, I got to send an invoice this afternoon for services that I have rendered for the past week. So there are people out there who will respect your boundaries, and there will be this reciprocity. You submit the speaker contract, you submit the invoice, they submit the payment, and you're going to over deliver. and add value to the space that they are hiring you or booking you to come into, right? So this is powerful because healthy people respect boundaries, right? Healthy people respect boundaries, but people who benefited from your overextending, from your silence, right? They benefited from my silence because, like I said, there was a time where I would just say, okay, I was a yes, 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 sis, yes, bro, I'll do it, right? They benefited from your lack of limits. They benefited from your people pleasing. That was me, even in relationships. When I was in an abusive relationship, when I was with the narcissist, I would just go along just to get along and not to rock the boat and not to have any confusion and conflict or confrontation. Yeah. So those people who benefited from that, they may struggle when you evolve. And that discomfort is not always your responsibility to fix it. Let them go try to play with somebody else. Let them go and find the ones who will say, yes, bro, yes, sis, all the time, and don't expect any reciprocity. They don't, let them go do that with somebody else. That's not on you. So let me give you Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything, there is a season. Write that down in your notes. To everything, there is a season. So not every connection is assigned to every season. And hear me, I'm not saying that those people that you used to be around, those communities that you were a part of, those organizations, the business partner, the businesses, those listen, I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're not good. It's just not a good fit for you in this season. That's the difference. That's the point I'm trying to make. Excuse me. Desi B said, that's praise lady, to everything has a season. Yes. So some of you are praying for peace while refusing to establish the boundaries necessary to protect it. What the kids say, make that make sense. Right? Even with me, listen, I know with being a director, with being a supervisor, with being in leadership, and I know that there were conversations that I needed to make. I knew that seasons were coming to an end. Praise lady said, LOL. But because I was more concerned about the other person's or other individuals' feelings, I prolonged the conversations. I prolonged the need to put boundaries and standards in place. And in me prolonging that, I was growing more and more frustrated. I was growing more and more disappointed. Right? So here it was. I wanted this peace, but I wasn't establishing the boundaries to protect it. I wanted to see change, but I wasn't having those conversations to point out what needed to be changed. So, what would change in your life if you fully protected your peace, your purpose, and your growth? What would change? Type in the comments, I choose peace. I choose peace. And so here's the fourth point. Stop feeling guilty for protecting your future. And I put this video up the other day. I think it was Monday or something like that. I can't remember. And I said this, and I may have said it a different way, but I said, you are not wrong for protecting your energy. You are not wrong for requiring healthy communication. You are not wrong for limiting emotional access. You are not wrong for saying access denied. You are not wrong for changing your standards. You are not wrong for prioritizing alignment. Because growth requires stewardship, and stewardship requires boundaries. Let me tell you this. Takia, Brandy, Brittany, Queen Zena, Dr. Washington, your next level requires boundaries your old life may never fully understand. Your next level requires boundaries. Your old life may never fully understand. All right. And so let me give you your application for today. If you've been here, I give you task. I give you an assignment to do today to help you set your boundaries, to help you set your standards, to get you into a place where you're not afraid, excuse me, and you don't feel bad for putting things in place and having conversations that you need to have to protect your next level. All right, so the first thing, identify one area where your boundaries need strengthening. Identify one area where your boundaries need strengthening. And listen, and these are conversations and these are tasks, these are things that I'm constantly applying as well, right? So there's so many things that I do as the president of university, Good Life Christian University. I am a speaker advocate coach for a multi-million-dollar company. We just had our final session last night with our students. There's some weeks when we have close to 100 students on. Last night, we had close to 40 students on. But saying all that to say that level of commitment, right? I had to set boundaries. I had to be okay with saying, hey, I know that we're coaching these students for 9 weeks, but week 5, I'm not able to be there because I'm committed to being to my daughter's track meet. Week 3, I'm not able to be there because I have to work on my project. I have to work on my lesson plan for my students. I had to set those boundaries in place. I had to get comfortable with having those conversations, and it's fine. It's okay. And that's really what I've had to do. It's all right. Right? So it's not that it's not in alignment. It's in alignment. So while it's in alignment, there's still some boundaries that I have to put in place because there's other things that I do. So not only am I a speaker advocate coach for a multi-million-dollar company, I have my own speakers program. So I have to prepare for my students who come through the Shift Your Mindset and Speak Masterclass. And I have to make sure that my PowerPoints are on point and they're updated. I have to make sure that I have everything ready, the resources available for them. I have the videos that I want to play. So I have to say no to other spaces, to other places that at that moment it conflicts with my personal goals and responsibilities, right? Good morning, Dr. Bannerman. So again, identify one area where your boundaries need to be strengthened. 2, stop apologizing for protecting your peace. 3, establish one healthy limit today. Listen, even with boundaries and setting my standards and protecting and managing my time, even with morning tea with Dr. T, y'all have seen it over the last couple of weeks. And I thought I was going to still get up here while I was on vacation, right? So I had to get up here and tell y'all, be okay with morning tea with Dr. T. It may have been a Friday, for example. I don't remember which day it was, but it was something. Morning tea with Dr. T will resume on Tuesday. I had to have that conversation with y'all. And it's okay. Because I had to be able to manage my peace and be in the moment with my family while on vacation or while I'm traveling, right? So stop apologizing for protecting your peace. And then 4, establish one healthy limit. So that was 3. So 1 is identify one area where your boundaries need strengthening. Bree said, wow, you are busy. Got it. Listen, that's not all, Bree. But again, setting boundaries and time management. And not being afraid to say, hey, I can't be here today because I have to be here. So identify one area where your boundaries need strengthening. 2 was stop apologizing for protecting your peace. 3 is establish one healthy limit today. And then 4 is honor your future with wiser stewardship. Write that in the chat. I will honor my future with wiser stewardship. I will honor my future with wiser stewardship. Right? And then write this down. And listen, if you're just coming in or if you've missed anything that I said, go to my YT channel. It's Mindset Shift with Tiff, all one word. And you can catch the full episode of today, episode 74. You can go all the way back and binge watch. Go back to episode 1. They're all there. So write this down. Boundaries are protection, not punishment. I got that? Boundaries are protection, not punishment. So every day I give y'all your application. I usually give you about 4, if not 4, 3. So 3 to 4 applications and then 2 takeaways. So the first one is boundaries are not protection. Boundaries are protection, not punishment. And then 2, my next level requires new standards. My next level requires new standards. All right. All right. So listen, if this message spoke to you this morning, I want you to comment WIN, W-I-N in all caps and put it in the chat. And then what I need you to do is share this with someone learning to establish healthy boundaries. Like, who have you been talking to? Like, Dad, girl, you saying yes to this and yes to that and yes to this and yes to that. And you saying no to yourself. I see how exhausted you are. I see how you're falling off. I see how you haven't been given it all that you have because you've been focusing all of your time and your energy into this man, into this woman, into other people's businesses. And you watching other people grow instead of you growing. Send this to them. Tag that woman who you know who's committed to protecting her peace and her purpose. Tag him. I know it's men here as well. All right. So this has been another morning of Tea with Dr. T. I see your wins in the chat. Praise Lady Bria. It's praise 23. And I need you to remember, not everyone will understand your growth. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will understand your boundaries. But the future that you are building, it requires protection. Right? So protect it. Protect your peace, protect your purpose, and protect the woman, the man that you're becoming. All right? And so I'm so glad that you have been here. Make sure y'all come back tomorrow. Some of y'all looking up on the calendar, like tomorrow. Dr. T, do you know that Saturday? I do know. And I love the weekend crew. So y'all have an extra special place in my heart. Yes, tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be here live. So make sure not only do you come here, you do not come alone. Today, already tell your good girlfriend, tell your homeboy, tell your bro, listen, tomorrow, man, tomorrow says, I need y'all to get up with me, make a commitment, and get up here for morning tea with Dr. T. And I appreciate y'all because I know for some of y'all, it's 6:46 in the morning. And this started 46 minutes ago. So y'all have been here. For some of y'all, those of you who are in California, y'all were up here at 4 o'clock in the morning for morning tea with Dr. T. But I thank y'all for being here. Shout out to those of you again who have gotten your tickets for the 4th annual Win Women Empower Brunch Conference. Whether you're coming in at General, VIP, or you are going to step into the Platinum, Multiply Her dinner, the mastermind experience. So shout out to all of you. So Father God, we thank you. We thank you for another episode of Morning Tea with Dr. T. Lord, I just thank you for you being here first and foremost, God. I thank you for the message that you've allowed me to share. I thank you for those who you have allowed to intentionally come through today. I thank you for what they have received, and I thank you that they will not just receive this information, but they will also apply it. And so, Lord, I just thank you that once they apply it, they will see a transformation. they will see results, God. And so on today, don't have them in a place where they are still worried about setting their boundaries. Don't allow them to be worried about setting their standards, God. I thank you for their new mindset. I thank you for their decision making, the decision to protect their time, the decision to protect their peace, the decision to set their boundaries, the decision to set their standards without worrying about other people being upset with them. Stop, and without worried about other people questioning them, God. And so I thank you for their revelation on today. Lord, I just thank you for the confirmation for them today, God. And so, Lord, I thank you for what you have in store for them, oh God. And Lord, I just ask you that you stay with them each and every day, God. I thank you that there will be no confusion, God. There will be no heartache, God. There will be no second guessing the decisions that they're going to make, God. And so I ask that you always keep them covered in your blood, dispatch all of your angels to them as they are traveling, God. I thank you that they're not going to negotiate with their no, God. And Lord, so we just thank you. We thank you again for your presence. We thank you for doing it as you always do, God. And we thank you for change. And I look forward to seeing everybody back here at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God, and I seal this prayer in your name, Jesus. Amen, amen, and amen. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for tagging. Thank you for just being attentive. Thank you for your comments. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Morning Tea with Dr. T. Have an amazing day, everybody.
I feel that this conference ignites others to being their true, authentic selves. And I see that Dr. Tiffany is invested in the true transformation from the inside out.
It was a life-changing experience. I am not lying. I am still full. My heart is still full. And just listening to, the powerful stories, I was so inspired by, being around these women, these troopers, like they have been through so much, and watching them accomplish goals, just being able to sit in the room with people who are able to be vulnerable, welcoming, accepting, loving, and kind. And a lot of people are not able to create a space like that, but they definitely did at this brunch, and I am overwhelmed with the experience. I highly recommend. Next year I am already there. Okay.
It was very informational, and it was very fulfilling, and it made me want to keep going within myself and within my business.
I really appreciated that it was a room of faith-filled women. I felt the Holy Spirit in the room the entire time. There were a lot of great speakers. The food was delicious, and overall the atmosphere was very loving and very much a room of women who wants to support each other and push each other to be better versions of themselves. So I appreciated everything from the music to the food to the speakers, especially hearing Dr. Tiffany Harris speak. That's always